Our next speaker is one of the city council members of the city of Topeka who has been supportive of some advances that we've made in LGBT equality in this city. And in case, just so to maybe make sure that we mention that, in the last few years, the Equality Kansas of Topeka has worked together with other organizations and Chad Manspeaker and Karen Hiller and other city council people to advance equality, and with the Topeka School Board. In November, a couple years ago, we were able to add protections for LGBT students and staff at all 501 schools. And then earlier this year, we were able to, the Human Relations Commission, which is the organization that is supposed to be out there fighting against prejudice against all people. Unfortunately, their bylaws didn't include all people. They included everybody except for LGBT. But we went to bat with the same group of people and asked them to help us out. And now the bylaws for the Human Relations Commission include sexual orientation and gender identity. But we weren't finished yet. So we went back to that again, trying to find a way for us to move forward and keep moving forward. And very recently, the Topeka City Council approved 2 ordinances, one of which added gender identity to the city's employment policy. The first ordinance also made it clear that the city manager's office and the city council would put forward a good faith effort to provide health care insurance for same-sex couples who work for the city of Topeka. And the second ordinance that they passed created a domestic partnership registry here in our city. As I stood before the city council and listened to them and listened to the speakers and watched the city council members, there were several of them that I could just tell by the looks in their eyes that they were going to decide, that they were going to stand on the side of love, that they were going to make the decision that says that every citizen who lives in the city of Topeka should be treated equally with dignity and respect, and none more so than Karen Hiller, who is going to come up and speak now. Karen, where are you? Here you are. Okay. Councilwoman Hiller has been a great advocate for humanity, and in her eyes, humanity includes lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender citizens of Topeka. Let me give you Karen Hiller.
Good afternoon. It is wonderful to see such a great crowd. Good for all of you. You know, it has been quite a year, as we all know, and Stephanie just reviewed a lot of the highlights in terms of policy, but we've just made a lot of changes. Or if you know, one of the ways I look at it is that we really are coming into our own as a city. I have long held that our heart here in Topeka truly is now and always has been freedom and opportunity and respect for all people, and the courage to have the conversation, to talk about it, and to fight for it. If you think back, you know, people coming to Topeka, people came for religious freedom to Topeka and to Kansas. African Americans came after the Civil War for freedom and opportunity and respect. Mexicans came up with the railroad. Gay people settled here from the coast back in the 60s and did find freedom and opportunity here, and respect, jobs. Yet we've struggled with that. We, as a community, people have struggled with it. There have been conversations, there have been arguments, but we have had the courage to have those conversations and the courage to move forward, and I would submit we have found our heart. And welcome to all of you as part of that. In terms of moving forward and continuing that agenda, because it's not finished for anybody I just mentioned, really. It's always amazed me about equality, because to me, equality is so simple. If you're talking about equality in housing, you just want to know, do the people pay their rent? Do they take care of the place? They're going to give you notice when they move out? That's all. Nothing else matters. When you're talking about equality for employment, you just want to know, will they show up? Can they do the job? Can they work as part of a team? That's all you need to know. And when you're talking about friendship, you're just talking about whether you have anything in common. That's all. So I'm excited to be here with you, and at this point in time in Topeka, we've come a long way. We have a lot to do, but it's all good. Thank you for being here and for all that you've done.